Identify and describe symmetry in geometric figures. A figure has symmetry if there is a transformation of the figure such that this image coincides with the pre-image. Like in this example, with the pentagon rotating, it comes back to the same image that we started with. Line symmetry. A figure has line symmetry if it can be reflected across a line so that the image coincides with the pre-image. The line of symmetry divides the figure into two congruent halves. Does this figure have line symmetry? If so, copy the shape and draw all lines of symmetry. How about this figure? This figure does not have line symmetry. What about this one? This one can have 4 lines of symmetry. What about these two? The top one can have a vertical and a horizontal line. The bottom one can just have a horizontal line through the middle of the letter. Now, rotational symmetry. A figure has rotational symmetry if it can be rotated about a point by an angle greater than 0 and less than 360 degrees, so that the image coincides with the pre-image. The angle of rotational symmetry is the smallest angle through which a figure can be rotated to coincide with itself. The number of times the figure coincides with itself as it rotates to 360 degrees is called the order of rotational symmetry. In the example of this square, rotating around the red dot in the center of the square, the angle of rotational symmetry is 90 degrees. The number of times the figure coincides with itself as it rotates through 360 degrees is 4. So the order of rotational symmetry is 4. Tell whether each figure has rotational symmetry. Item A does not have rotational symmetry. Item B has rotational symmetry with an angle of rotational symmetry of 180 degrees and an order of symmetry of 2. Item 3, or letter C, has rotational symmetry of 90 degrees and an order of 4. You can look through these other examples in the main PowerPoint that is listed on Edmodo. But for now, let's talk about symmetry relating to three-dimensional objects. A three-dimensional figure has plane symmetry if a plane can divide the figure into two congruent reflected halves, such as in this example below. A three-dimensional figure has symmetry about an axis if there is a line about which the figure can be rotated by an angle greater than 0 and less than 360 degrees, so that the image coincides with the pre-image. Now you understand basic concepts of symmetry. Good luck with the homework, and I'll see you in the next video.